Hello my fellow stickies, and today we have a lot to talk about. An 11-minute, 30-second video? Let's get this going. Anyway, the reason I haven't been putting out videos recently is due to a test that I have to take, my EOC, or end of course exams, as some of you might know. So, last week I haven't been putting out many, videos, so I'm sorry for that. But, I will be putting out lots more now, because testing is pretty much over. Anyway, today is our first look at, Injustice: Gods Among Us, and this is basically a DC character fight, Mortal Kombat type style, 1v1, classic style where it's a big, rectangle that you fight within, jumping, special abilities, super combos, different characters, different character skins, a crappy small storyline, but that's all the things that we love. So, I don't really know much about Justice, Gods Among Us, like, game designing company and, who produced them and stuff. But, all I know is it is beautiful. And right now is actually Sticky Prism playing against Sticky Ninja. Sticky Ninja is playing as Ares, or the dude that's basically shooting the arrows out and destroying Stroke, who's actually one of my favorite characters. Who's also known as Slade Wilson, or Slade, even though it's called Deathstroke in this game. We'll get to that later. Anyway, all the characters in the game are from the DC universe, and they're actually quite more well-known characters per se, except for maybe Killer Frost or Killer Freeze or whatever. Sorry for that. I'm a little sick right now. You might hear it in my voice, but Sticky Prism hadn't had any gameplay experience, whereas Sticky Ninja had some. And we kind of had like a rough little match before this, trying to figure out, all the controls and everything. Because the game we just got the game, so it's excellent. There's 3 different types of attacks that are standard: the heavy attack, which is slow; the quick attack, which is weak; and then the medium attack, which is just medium all around. But it's not like a punch, like the fast punch would be like a quick jab, the slow punch would be a big hook, and the medium would just be more of a straightforward punch. It's not like that. For every character, it's different. One character, their heavy attack might always be an uppercut. Or, their quick attack might always be like a backslap. So it's different for every single character. So, that it kind of rolls in the fanciness in there. The, how fancy you can get your character, your combos, and just like the craziest things that you can pull out. And I didn't really realize till now that watching Superman and Batman fight was so just awesome. So Ares had just won this match against Deathstroke, and as you can see, we'd played 2 games before this. I believe I'm in the next fight. I'm playing as Green Arrow. Woo woo. There's also multiple different costumes for everybody. There's 6 costumes for Batman. Everybody else usually has 3 or 4. Batman had so much due to the fact that during the preview, well, not the preview, the whenever you pre-ordered the game, sorry, you could do that. You could pre-order it and get his special skin. So this is actually me versus Sticky Prism, and I do not know if I win this match or not, but I had only played this game for about 5 minutes before we did this match and recorded it, because we just wanted to get Injustice out there. It came out last Tuesday, so it's actually a relatively new game, considering, it's only been a week and 1 day. And there's not actually that much on it. I haven't beaten the storyline. Sticky Ninja has beaten the storyline. But the combo lists are huge. Or sorry, the move lists, my bad. They are just expensive, and they keep expanding. With all the DLCs, there's new moves for all the characters, new costumes, and if you watch for Green Arrow, he always uses his bow for most of his attacks, except for I believe his medium attack, which is a punch. But some characters don't have ranged abilities. He is a gadget character. There's 2 different types of characters. There's a power character and a gadget character. Gadget characters like Batman and Deathstroke and Green Arrow, where they don't use just themselves. They use weapons and gadgets and things, just like Gadget would say. And then power superheroes are people like Superman or Solomon Grundy or Doomsday, which are big guys. They tend to be a little bit more slow, in most cases, except for like Superman and Sinestro and Green Lantern, where they don't use weapons. Well, I mean, I guess if you count the ring a weapon, but they basically just use their powers. They don't have, you know, the people that are called gadget characters pretty much don't have powers. That includes the Joker and Harley Quinn. There's 24 characters in all, and there's 6 characters coming out in the new DLC, and I believe they said they'd be releasing a DLC every 2 months or so. This next DLC is going to have Beast Boy in it, which I'm kind of excited for. And I heard a rumor, it's just a rumor, that it's going to have Hawkman in it. So, you'll have Hawkman and Hawkwoman. So, there's 12 good guys, 12 bad guys, and they're all actually lined up in the character menu versus each other. But if you saw, I just used my super ability, and it showed like a little cutscene, and I shot my arrow, but Sticky Prism had actually jumped out of the way, so it didn't actually hit him. I was actually pretty terrible at the time of this recording, but we got a lot better as it went through. Sticky Prism kind of had to leave the recording session early, so me and Sticky Ninja just basically got to practice on the computer and all kinds of stuff. And that was pretty fun. I got to learn Green Arrow's skills. Like in this, I didn't really know Green Arrow's skills, so all I do is just keep shooting my arrow, even though it didn't deal damage. It got annoying, and spamming it was fun. Even though it's not like people didn't like it because it was an actual spamming strategy, and you know most people don't like spamming because it's a cheap way to win. It was just fun to use because I didn't know actually play. I believe he brings this one in for a win, but Sticky Prism actually asked what's the difference between Slade and Deathstroke, and some of you might know this, might not know this. Deathstroke was his name when he was actually in the army. He was a Bangla or whatever. I don't remember what it was. But he wore the mask that you can see right there. You know, the half and half black and yellow mask. And he had a partner named, I think it's Tom Winters or something. Something Winters. But if you've watched the show Arrow, the reason they called him Deathstroke and then they called the other guy Lifestroke is because one of them killed, basically. The other one killed too, but he was kind of the easier going guy. So Deathstroke becomes Slade when Winters died, or Lifestroke as he was known as. And he became Slade. He took that name because he didn't want to be called Deathstroke because, you know, he basically faked Deathstroke dying because he worked for the military, or some kind of military, some special ops group. And he's basically the worst enemy of the Teen Titans, as he's known as. He's actually a good enemy of the Green Arrow. What I kind of don't understand is how Green Arrow's nemesis, if you look on the screen, the opposite person of him is Catwoman. I know they've had a couple run-ins, but I think that you could have chosen a better character to be his arch enemy. I'm not a big Catwoman fan. So, you know, it's whatever. But the arenas, I believe, there's 15 arenas in the game, and they're all really cool. There's 4 levels to every single one of them, which means if you're, for example, on the side of the level, and somebody does a big hit, and you're not even blocking, it has a chance to knock you off the level, and that will like make you fall down this hill, and or break down into another level, or come back to the level that you were just fighting on. That might sound confusing, but I think there's an example in this video. But it's Flash versus, of course, the coolest person of all. Just joking, Deathstroke. And it's Sticky Prism versus Sticky Ninja again. Sorry, the controllers kept dying while we were recording this video, and it got annoying, but we kept on through it. I've also heard some issues that the audio is too quiet. And I figured out why. It's because my Turtle Beaches are on full audio for the game and for the volume. So whenever I listen back to it, I listen to it with full audio, which means that the product that I would send out to YouTube would be actually very quiet. Oh, and if you watch right here, I just got kicked off the map, hit a statue, fell into a brazier, fell down a hill, hit a couple trees, and landed in this like little pirate bay thing. And there's 4 of those in each level, which is actually pretty intriguing. So kind of moving on to abilities. The Flash has an ability that slows down time. Everybody's very unique. There's no cookie cutter characters, kind of like Scorpion and Scorpion and the other guy. I don't remember his name. The red guy. I don't remember what his name was, but anyway, they had the same armor and not the same abilities necessarily, but they sort of had the same fighting type. But the closest people I found were Solomon Grundy and Bane, because they're both slow and big. And this is a super move that Flash has, and he runs around the planet and punches you right in the face. So you go up and then he punches you right back on the ground. Sorry, just showing the super ability. It's pretty cool. And I was saying Solomon Grundy and Bane. They're both pretty big and they're slow and they do heavy hits, but you know, they're both power characters, so that means that power and gadget characters, they fluctuate, you know, they change depending on who's better or whatever. But I played, my friend played one match online and he said that everybody is playing as Deathstroke because Deathstroke has this combo thing where he jumps in the air and does a spin, but he can automatically do it again. So this was our first look of Injustice: Gods Among Us. Sorry if I'm a little off track, everybody. Testing's been quite a buzz. We're actually going to have 2 more of these showing the storyline and then other things. So we're going to actually have 3 first looks for it, or we're going to call it the second look and the third look because it's an amazing game. So this is bye, everybody. Like for a cookie, subscribe for a cake. Sticky White Boy out.